It is her first public relationship since 2017. The former Friends star was spotted on a romantic vacation with hypnotist Jim Curtis, who is a self-described as wellness pioneer. The couple were set up by mutual friends. This is the first time Jennifer has gone public with a boyfriend since her split from husband Justin Theroux in 2017. She was seen getting cozy with Jim on the Spanish island of Mallorca. They are being super private but have been spending a lot of time together, an unnamed source told Us Weekly. They are happy and really into each other. The source added, they've been hanging out a lot, but very much on the DL at her home in LA. It's very zen, and she has always been very much into that. They're a good match. Jennifer has been dropping hints that the pair are an item, including liking many of Jim's Instagram posts since May, including one about a divorce, breakup, or difficult romance. Jim then returned the favor on her May 25 post of a photo dump that included an image of his book, Shift, Quantum Manifestation Guide. The wellness guru has described his journey to becoming a hypnotist, saying it started with healing himself. After battling with a chronic illness for over 30 years, I learned how to heal and recover from the mental and physical pain it left me with, Jim writes on his website. Through doing the inner work, I not only changed my life, but I've helped thousands of others break free from their past to create an entirely new, empowered reality. Jennifer, 56, first met ex-husband and fellow actor, Justin, in 2007, before beginning their relationship in 2011. They married in 2015, announcing their split 2 years later and their subsequent divorce. This decision was mutual and lovingly made at the end of last year, the two shared in a statement. We are two best friends who have decided to part ways as a couple, but look forward to continuing our cherished friendship. Before her relationship with Justin, Jennifer was married to Brad Pitt from 2000 to 2005. Despite a clamor for them to reunite romantically, they remain just good friends. The sun melted into the Balearic horizon, casting gold, and rose across the water as the yacht glided along the crystalline coast of Mallorca. On board, Jennifer Aniston stood at the edge of the deck, a soft white sarong tied loosely around her waist, sea breeze teasing strands of her honey-blonde hair. The Mediterranean wind carried whispers of new beginnings, and hers was standing just behind her, barefoot and smiling. Jim Curtis wasn't what most people expected when they first heard the words Jennifer Aniston's new boyfriend. He wasn't a fellow actor or Hollywood mogul. He wasn't a billionaire tech executive or a discreet British aristocrat. He was, as the headlines would soon proclaim with breathless fascination, a hypnotist, but not just any hypnotist. The tabloids would get it wrong, of course. They'd call him the Mind Man, Aniston's brain whisperer, and the hypno healer. But none of those quite captured the man sipping rosé on the deck beside her now, his gaze soft but penetrating, as if he could see a person not only for who they were, but for who they had been and who they might still become. You always go quiet at sunset, Jim said, his voice low, his American accent brushed with something old world. Jennifer smiled. Sunsets are nature's hypnosis. Jim grinned. That's my line. She laughed and leaned into him. It's mine now. And just like that, in the hush of a perfect evening, two souls battered by time, fame, and fortune found a brief peace on an island where nobody expected to find them, and in each other's arms. Jim Curtis wasn't famous. At least, not until now. Before Mallorca. Before her. He was the sort of man you found through whispers, recommendations, and back-channel referrals. A self-described cognitive behavior hypnotist, Jim operated at the high end of a very secretive world, helping CEOs rewire their addictions, helping artists unblock their creativity, and sometimes even helping world leaders battle imposter syndrome. Born in Vermont, Jim had grown up on a quiet maple farm, the youngest of 5 children. He'd been sensitive, intuitive, a dreamer with a fascination for how people thought and why they believed the things they did. His journey had taken him from the backwoods of New England to meditative retreats in Kyoto, to the backrooms of Beverly Hills, where his work with the elite remained largely confidential. Until he met Jennifer. It wasn't at a party or set or even through a Hollywood friend. No. Jim and Jennifer met, of all places, at a trauma and healing seminar in Big Sur. She had come anonymously, wearing a baseball cap, checked into the retreat under the name Samantha R., and was seated in the circle beside him on the second day. They didn't speak until day 4. But when they did, it wasn't small talk. "You don't believe in accidents," she'd said after he gave a talk on the subconscious mind. "No," Jim replied. "I believe in attraction, conscious and otherwise." And Jennifer, who had spent years searching for something that didn't feel scripted, felt seen in a way she hadn't in decades. News of the relationship leaked slowly. A blurry photo from a beach in Ojai. A dinner sighting at Nobu. A mysterious man at her birthday party. 4 months, the world speculated. Jen's mystery man, Us Weekly screamed. New love or new guru? Page 6 asked. But Jennifer said nothing. Not until now. In Mallorca, it became undeniable. The couple wasn't hiding anymore. Paparazzi on speedboats captured images of the two laughing, swimming, sharing kisses under the Spanish sun. A drone even caught Jim wrapping her in a towel after a swim, the kind of gesture so tender, it silenced even the most cynical gossip writers. For Jennifer Aniston, who had weathered public divorces, tabloid betrayals, and 1,000 false pregnancy rumors, Jim was different. There was no Hollywood olaish to him. He wore linen because it was comfortable, not trendy. He meditated not for Instagram, but because it kept him sane. "He's the most grounded man I've ever met," Jennifer said in a rare quote to Vanity Fair while dining beachside. "He doesn't want fame. He doesn't want money. He just wants to know what's real." And that, she admitted, had hypnotized her. Jim Curtis's practice wasn't stage hypnosis. No swinging pocket watches or snapping fingers. His sessions were deep dives into the psyche, a blend of clinical psychology, mindfulness, and what he called emotional archaeology. "Your mind buries things it can't process," he explained in a recent podcast. "My job is to help people recover those pieces and integrate them." It was during one of these sessions that Jennifer confronted some of her deepest fears, not about fame or love, but about worthiness. She came in for anxiety, Jim once confided to a close friend. But what we found was something older. A pattern of putting everyone else first. A script she didn't even realize she was reading from. It wasn't therapy in the traditional sense, but it worked. What began as professional became personal. They began taking long walks after sessions. Jennifer found herself sharing stories she'd never told anyone, not even Courtney or Lisa. By the 3rd month, they were meeting outside the practice. By the 5th, he was making her laugh over wine and jazz. By the 7th, she had stopped checking her phone during dinner. The decision to go to Mallorca was hers. The decision to invite him was his. "I'd love to see you there," Jennifer had said. "Then I will go," Jim replied. They rented a villa overlooking the ocean, far from the crowds. Every morning began with a swim. Every evening ended with a candlelit meal, the two of them cocooned in a romance neither had expected at this stage of life. Locals saw them strolling through cobblestone streets of Valdemossa, shopping at tiny farmers' markets, giggling over almond pastries. Tourists snapped photos but often didn't recognize Jim, which made him perfect for Jennifer. "I don't want to be with someone who wants to be seen," she told a friend. "I want to be with someone who sees me." Courtney Cox, Jennifer's longtime friend and Friends co-star, was one of the first to meet Jim. "He's unlike anyone she's dated," she reportedly told Friends. "There's no ego. No flash. He's deeply intuitive." Even Brad Pitt, with whom Jennifer had rekindled a warm friendship, was said to be genuinely happy for her. "She's found someone who gives her peace," a mutual friend revealed. "And after everything she's been through, she deserves that." As their Mallorca trip wound to a close, rumors swirled. A ring? Not yet. But serious discussions about the future? Absolutely. "She's not thinking in terms of marriage or labels," one insider explained. "She's thinking in terms of energy, healing, partnership." Back in LA, Jim has reportedly been looking at properties in Topanga Canyon. Quiet. Close to nature. The kind of place you could disappear into without disappearing entirely. Jennifer, meanwhile, is reading scripts, but only the ones that light her up. "She wants to live intentionally now," said one of her producers. Jim has changed her. And though neither has officially confirmed their relationship in any splashy interview, their smiles say it all. On their last night in Mallorca, Jennifer and Jim watched the sunset from a clifftop above the sea. No cameras. No friends. Just them. She leaned into him and whispered, "What do you see in our future?" He closed his eyes and smiled. "I see simplicity, laughter, long walks, depth. I see your heart finally exhaling."